Hey guys, welcome to episode 23 of the Jason Saunders Show, and hope you all enjoy. I've got an exciting video here today, and I thought I'd go over my SNES collection, my Super Nintendo collection. This will be part one, and just such an awesome system. And I was lucky enough to live through the heyday. That super big jump from 8-bit to 16-bit was amazing. And I was so excited seeing, reading through the gaming magazines and looking at all these pictures of games like Final Fight, Street Fighter 2. I couldn't believe it. The arcade game coming to home console. That was a big thing back in the day, believe it or not. And big shout out to Pook Ninja, by the way. If you haven't checked out his channel, check it out. Pook Ninja is a great guy. Has a lot of he's got a lot of video games, and he's a really cool dude. He's just down to earth, very down to earth guy, very relatable, and had a good time. He had a Doom stream there the other night, and it was amazing. And I went and checked it out. A lot of fun. So check out his channel, and yeah, the Super Nintendo is just an awesome system. And I remember going to Kmart and Zellers and just being amazed. They had the kiosks, the TVs set up there, but they'd always set them up way up, like almost up to the ceiling. And as a kid, you gotta stretch out way back and see this thing, in action. And even that was, it was like the Super Nintendo was above you, it was like God, something like that, it was really cool. And I remember seeing like F-Zero being played, and Super Mario World, of course. Amazing game, still amazing today, still holds up really well. A lot of the Super Nintendo games hold up still to today, and that stands the test of time, really. And I think they always will look awesome, these games, and they had a lot of great music as well. But again, Pook, I went in one of his videos, and he had his Super Nintendo collection, and he was talking about something interesting about Street Fighter 2, when it came out for Super Nintendo, and it was I think it might have been the first fighting game to come out for the system. And he was saying that it was really hard to get a hold of when it first came out, and I completely relate to that. That was actually an awesome point. When that came out, it was a hard game to get, and the systems were hard to get too when the Super Nintendo first came out. I remember. But I remember seeing that game for like $99.99 or more. And a lot of places were out entirely of that game. And yeah, that was like a hot item back in the day, just because you can bring the arcade home now. Pretty close, that was an exciting time. The Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. All of a sudden, you've got these arcade conversions that were so close. Mortal Kombat, another one, even though the Super Nintendo game was censored. But it was very close to the arcade. Other than that, Sega Genesis had the blood, of course, and everything. Two games that I really love, Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat. Awesome games, But starting off here, Sunsoft. If you haven't heard of this game, it's really cool, actually. It's the Pirates of Dark Water by Sunsoft, and Sunsoft is known for making some good games, some good platformers and action games and whatnot, and also for their amazing music. This is no exception. The music is really good. It's kind of like metal, rock and roll, heavy stuff, but it's good. It's a fighting game, and this was a cartoon in the 90s. I don't think it did too well on TV. I think they did maybe 2 seasons and then they canceled it. This came out for the Sega Genesis, but it's an entirely different game altogether. Both of them are really good titles, but I think I do prefer this one better just because I'm more of a fighting game fan. And you can select the 3 characters here. And it's cool. It's, you're fighting pirates. Yeah, some really cool levels, if you're looking for a brawler, this is a cool one. This is, if you can find it for a good price as well. Very cool. And here's definitely a product of our time here. We got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This game's not too bad. You can get it for a couple of dollars as well. Good fighting game, actually. And it's funny in this, they use the same sprites as the men. So the men and the women all look the same, and they just kind of change the colors. So if you pick the Pink Ranger, she's all bulky. Let's just say she's in good shape. She got like the bulky legs and everything. Same with the Yellow Ranger. And yeah, I was amazed. Have you ever kept up with the series on TV? They've got like, I don't know, like 30 different series of the Power Rangers. There's like dinosaur one and like a super samurai one, and yeah, it's pretty wild. It's going to strong today, and I've got some of the series here, which I like to show you guys sometime too. Here's a good one. This is actually one of my favorite games, and it's kind of a tie between this one and the Sega Genesis, just because the Sega Genesis isn't censored. It's got the blood and stuff like that. But this one was the one I have the most fond memories of, running it at the store, which was actually a gas station as well, and video game store. This game was awesome as a kid. Came in this big box. This thing was massive, and it came with like the light gun, which was a Magnum, and it was huge. Came with a big, wired connector for it, and the game. But it was just like, man, oh man, like when they brought that out, I was like, oh, this is cool. This is awesome. It was like, like 10 times bigger than the boxes for these games, the regular games. But this one is one of my favorites. It's if you want some nostalgia and you want to relive kind of like the 80s and 90s action flicks, that's kind of like what this game was all about. It's like you're reliving it. You're a police officer and you're going through, the bank, and it's funny, the first level in this game is the bank. It's a small bank, but there's like hundreds of robbers trying to rob the place. It's like, where are they coming from? I don't know. They're hiding behind the desk, and they're hiding in this desk, and yeah, and there's innocent people, and you try not to shoot them, of course, because they're innocent and everything. Yeah, but a lot of fun. Here's another goodie here for sure. Mortal Kombat. One of my favorites again on the system, and I had a lot of fun playing this with my friends, and just the whole experience, seeing this at the arcade was an awesome memory. This was a big one at the arcade. Everyone was gathered around. You knew the game was going to be big, cool moves, fatalities, even though this one's censored. Some of the fatalities are pretty neat in this, but I still kind of prefer the music, and I think this is closer to the arcade, even though they censored it with sweat or whatever. But trust me, I still love the Sega Genesis version as well. I like them both. Here we've got a Taito game, Lufia, and the Fortress of Doom. This is a nice RPG game. If you haven't heard of it, try this one out. It's a lot of fun. There's a second Lufia game. That one goes for a little bit more. This one I think you can get for like the $50 to $60 range. If you can get it cheaper, I definitely would pick it up for sure. But this game has awesome music, awesome character sprites, just an awesome RPG if you want to add it to your collection if you don't already have it. Very cool. Phalanx. This game is awesome, but I could see a lot of people looking away from it and not getting it just because of the cover. You got this guy playing a banjo. Yeah, you think this is supposed to be a spaceship shooter, a SMOP game here. You think you'd have a ship in outer space or something like that? I don't know. Just to guess. Instead of a guy playing a banjo, I mean, I give them credit. Hey, it's different. I want to try something different here, but this is an awesome SMOP game, and it's cheap. It's cheap, and the graphics are really nice. Awesome levels. Your ship is cool. It's got different power ups, and your ship changes. It transforms into different things. It's very cool. There's a lot of impressive parallax scrolling in this, which is different layers of background to kind of make it look, give it more depth, and very very neat game. Primal Rage. I've always liked Primal Rage. I never saw it at the arcades or anything, but I had a lot of fun playing this as a kid, and it's still fun today. It's just a crazy kooky fighter. Don't take it too seriously, It's yeah, it's cool. Got some cool dinos in there. Dinos. Jellico game. Hey punk, are you tough enough? Yes, I'm tough enough. Are you tough enough? This is a cool fighting game. Not too bad. You can get it for like the $10 range, $10, $15. Not too bad. This game's cool, especially if you're an Alien or Predator fan. We got Alien versus Predator. This is a cool fighting game. If you're a fan of Final Fight 2, it kind of plays out the same way. You just play as the Predator, though. I wish you could play as the aliens. That'd be kind of cool, But very cool nonetheless. Some nice graphics. Pretty impressive. PGA Tour Golf. This isn't too bad. You can get this for like below $5. Pick it up. It's a good one. Here's a goodie. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. This one is amazing. This came out the last little bit of the lifespan of the Super Nintendo, maybe the last 2 years and it's got some really cool isometric graphics, pre-rendered stuff. Very nice. And this one I picked up last month or something like that. It's Real Monsters. This game is cool. It's got some nice animation, nice sprites. It's a good game. It's a good game, and you can get it for pretty cheap. Pick this one up. Got Double Dragon, The Shadow Falls. This is a fighting game. It's all right. It's not the best, but it's okay. Drakon Kemco. This game's interesting. RPG. It's got like an overhead, first person view world, and then it switches to third when you get into like dungeons and things. It's kind of neat. Yeah, pick it up for about $10, $15. Mortal Kombat 2. I think I prefer this one on the Super Nintendo. Well, I question that. Both are good, Sega Genesis and this one. I think I kind of like the music on the Genesis on this one. It's got a little bit more bass to it and a little bit more, I don't know, it just sounds, it's good sounding on the Sega, but they're both really good games. This one is a repro, Fire Emblem, I think is it the second one? I'm not sure entirely. It's one of those repo carts, but this one's cool. It's a strategy game. It's not like the Warriors ones on the Switch and stuff, which I'm a big fan of too. It's interesting how they switched that over, to more of a fighting game. It's cool. Wanderers from Ys 3. This game's very good. It's awesome, actually. It's hard though. You have to take your time with it. You have to level up a lot, or else you're gonna have a hard time. You got to level up like crazy. We got Revolution X, Music is a Weapon, featuring Aerosmith. By the way, Pook, I might go to the game store sometime soon. Won't get a whole lot, just whatever I can get cheap, whatever I can get for a good deal over at Game Cycle. Hoping to find something. We got some Vegas Stakes. This game you can get below like $5 or less, even $1. I think I got this one for $1 actually. So that one's good. It's not bad. It's a good Vegas Stakes. Not a bad gambling game. Pretty cool. Supernova, Taito. This is good. SMOP game, spaceship shooter. Doesn't go for a whole lot. There's one for the Sega Genesis, and that one goes for a little bit. But this one's good. The enemies are cool. They're all sea creatures. Got a Sega Genesis game in here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, here we go. I'll just show this one off. Metal Sonic Rebooted. That's where that one went. It's a repro cart where you play as Metal Sonic. And this cartridge even feels a little bit lighter than the other Sega Genesis games, but that one's really cool. Check that out. Check that one out for sure. You can get that one for about $10, $15. Mystic Quest by Squaresoft. I like this one a lot. It's made, of course, the same people that made Final Fantasy, but this one's cool. It's a little bit of a departure. This one's a little simpler for younger audiences, for younger players, but it's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. Good music, good battles, good monsters. Doesn't go for a whole lot. It's a lot cheaper than the Final Fantasy games for the Super Nintendo. Cybernator by Konami. Again, cool game. You're a mech shooting stuff up. Breath of Fire 2. I was so happy to pick this one up. And for a good price. I think I got it for about $50, which is really good. That game goes for quite a bit these days. And I got that one last year. Castlevania. Super Castlevania, sorry. This one's classic. I don't think anybody says this game's awful. I mean, this is genre defining. This is a pretty good one. And then we've got the original Breath of Fire. I gotta put some cases on some of these to protect them, especially these Breath of Fire ones. This is, again, a classic game. Both of them are good. Both of the Breath of Fires. That's a lot of fire right there. We don't want to put out the fire. We want to let that fire burn. I don't know. It's cheesy. X-Men, Capcom, Mutant Apocalypse. Good fighter. This is cool. You get to play as different characters. Big sprites, fighting game. Really cool. Got it for $17 back in 2019, so I don't think it's that much more. Here's a classic one. We got Turtles in Time. I mean, oh my god, this game is fabulous. This is, a classic game. And this was kind of the first time you were able to get the Turtles arcade experience at home. And it was big. This is a big, I mean, you have no idea, guys, especially the younger players, how awesome it was to get this at your home. This was a big deal back in the day. Super big. Yeah. That was on our game list, back in the day. We were looking at the Sears catalog. Remember the Sears catalogs back in the day? Big, thick books. Going through those Christmas Sears catalogs and looking at the game section and, circle that, and hope that your parents will get it someday. Hope that they will get it, They don't always get it. Batman Returns. This game is amazing. It's one of the cheaper brawlers. It doesn't cost a whole lot. And the music is fantastic. Like fully orchestrated music. Final Fight 3. This game will cost you a little bit, but it's the best out of the three of them. Part 2 is pretty good too. Yeah. And nice graphics, We're just going to finish it off here with this tray. Got F1 ROC, Race of Champions. Not too bad. It's a cool F1 game. It's a little hard, though. It's tricky. And we got Turn and Burn No Fly Zone. This game is impressive. It's got like a fully detailed cockpit view, and the graphics are very impressive. You can get it for a few dollars. Pick this one up. It's pretty good. And then we got Radical Psycho Machine Racing, which isn't that great. This was like the first attempt of the makers who made Rock and Roll Racing. You could see that they were onto something with this one, but yeah. Rock and Roll Racing is a lot better than this one. Yeah, alright guys. Well, that is it for part 1 of the Super Nintendo collection. And yeah, big shout out to Pook Ninja. Awesome channel. I enjoy your videos. I'm calling them vids. I'm trying to be cool here. Vids, man. Yeah, they're good. I watched a couple here. Well, games are falling apart here. Yeah, and jeepers, games. Hey, don't collapse, guys. Yeah, very cool channel. And thank you, my other 12 subscribers. And I love YouTube. It's exciting. It's, you know, I get to talk about one of my passions here. And a lot of fun. Great, guys. Talk to you later. Jason out.